Okay, so now we want to start building in our user accounts here. And basically what this is going to be is like a profile page, but with some links here so a user can update their profile, they can add a skill, edit, or add a project here to their account and so on. So for the next few videos, I'm going to go a little bit faster here because we're not really teaching any new concepts. Anywhere we are, I'll slow down and explain, but we just want to build in this functionality. So we're going to do this for about the next 3 videos, and then we'll go back to teaching some concepts like sending emails, passwords, search pagination, all that good stuff here. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So the first thing I want to do is open up that resources folder, and let's first grab that template. So we'll go into the theme here, and this is going to be the account page. So account.html. So this is what it's going to look like. So it looks a lot like the profile page, except for we have a link here. We are going to have these skills listed out, but they're going to have these delete and edit buttons, and then projects are going to look a little bit different. So if you look at the 2 here, this is what the public sees, and this is what users will see. So let's go ahead and grab this template. So I'm going to bring this down to the left, and then we'll open up our Django project. Let's go into users, so into the users app, and then we'll bring this straight into the templates folder. So we'll go ahead and just drag account here, or we'll copy and paste it and bring that in here. Okay, so we have our account. Let's open up the text editor here. And the first thing I want to do is render this page here. So before we actually start querying some data, let's go into this users app and let's go into our views. So I want to create a view here. So we have our login view, log out, register, and let's just do this underneath our user profile. So we'll create the method here, the function-based view, and we'll just call this user account. And we'll pass in request here. So we'll just create a pretty standard view, return, render. And here we're just going into users, and then we're passing in account.html. Let's throw in the context dictionary right away. So context, and let's create that so we don't get an error. Okay, so we have the view. We just render that template. Then we can go into the URLs here, and let's just add that right here. So path, and let's throw in the user. So we'll just do, not throw in the user, but just pass in account here. We'll get that view. So we'll just do views.user account. And let's give it the name, and we'll just call this account. So the URL name. Okay, so we have the URL now, and we have the view. So what I want to do here is link this up. So we'll go into the navigation bar inside of our root directories templates folder. And what do we want to change here? So let's see. In our nav bar, we have our developers, projects, and inbox. That's pretty much what we need here. And when we're logged in, so let's log in really quick. When we're logged in, I'll let that jump out of the way there. And when we're logged in, we see this add projects link. So we don't want that anymore. So let's just change that, because that's going to be done from the user's profile. So only when a user is logged in will they see this link. So in the nav bar, let's go ahead and add in account. So we'll just do account, and this is going to point to account here. So we don't need this anymore. Okay, so let's check out the page here. So if I refresh it, only when we're logged in do we see this. So make sure that you are logged in, because when you're logged out, not going to be there. Okay, so we have our template, and we just need to link up some, or we actually need to inherit from our main theme. So we just need to modify the template. So let's go ahead and actually update that. So if we go into the template, into users, and then templates and account.html, let's just update this. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the head tag. And we also don't need the doc type. We don't need the HTML tag. And we don't need body. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's go to the bottom. And let's also get rid of HTML and body. And up here, we can just get rid of that nav bar. So this is all stuff we already have in our template. So we'll just remove that. And we just want the main tag. So everything inside of main. So opening at main and closing at main. So this is all stuff we've done before. So we want to extend the main template now. So we'll just do extends. And this is going into main.html. Then we need the block tags. So we're just wrapping it. So we'll do block, content, and then let's scroll down here and end block. So let's close out that block. So then this will give us a styling. So end block content. So main.html is already connected to all of our style sheets, so that's why we'll be able to see it. So if I refresh that, if anything, do a Control-Shift-R if you don't see it. And there we go. So here is our user account here. So what do we want to do here? So the first thing I want to do is render the user profile. So anytime we're logged in, if I'm logged in as Dennis here, my profile picture looks like that, and I'm listed under Dennis Ivanov like that. So we just want to update this information. So let's do that. And this is our profile page, so we just want to go to the account. Okay, so in the account, so we'll go into the view here, and in the view, so let's close out the nav bar and the URL. To get the user, because we're not passing in a primary key or anything like that, like we would with a profile. So typically we'd pass in the primary key and get the profile. For this, we are simply going to use the request.user object, or we're just going to access the request object. So remember, we can get the logged in user by just doing request.user, and we want to get the user's profile. So let's set this variable, and we'll just say profile. And that's going to be equal to request.user.profile. So we're just getting that one-to-one relationship. So this will get us the logged in user. So if you're not logged in, you're not going to be able to access this page. So just in case, let's go ahead and grab this decorator. So remember, we used the login required decorator. So we'll just do login_required. And then I believe the login URL here was like that. And we'll just point the user to the login page. So if they're not logged in, they're just going to be redirected. So we get the user profile, and we just want to render that out into the template. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we'll just do user, we'll pass that, or the profile, we'll pass that into the template or the context dictionary, which is passed in right here. And we can go into account, and let's just start updating this information. So on the left side here, where we have the name, we'll just update that. So we'll just do profile.name. Now we have the title. So this is going to be profile.short description, I believe. So we'll just do profile.short description. Let's see, what was that in the model? So we have short intro. So short_intro. Now for the location, we'll just do based in, and then we'll do profile.location. Okay, so not dev location, what's going on here? So profile.location. Okay, so once we have that, we want to add in the user's link. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into, well, let's see, what do we want to do here? I don't think I actually need to list out the links. Just in case, I'll do that. So maybe a user does want to see their own links. So let's actually go ahead and into this dev social UL tag right here. Let's go into the profile page. So user profile. And let's just grab all that logic here. Remember, we had a bunch of conditions here that will only output that information unless, or it won't output the information unless the user actually has it. So right here, we have dev social. This is in the user profile. We'll take this one. So if the user has a GitHub link, then we have if a user has a Twitter account, LinkedIn, social website, and that's going to be it. So let's just grab those four. So those will go in here. So in the dev social UL tag, let's just replace all of these. So let's take all these li tags, let's remove them, and we're going to paste in these ones right here. So now we have dev social and then all these if conditions or if else statements. So if I refresh the page, now we see that. So I only have a GitHub link, a LinkedIn account, and my website. The name is updated. I want to update the picture now. So let's jump in here. So we have the card and then the image right here. So let's update this account or this link right here. So we'll remove this, and we're going to go into profile.profile_image.url. So that's just going to get us the user's URL. Let's check that, make sure it's all good. Okay, so that looks good right now. So now I want to take that account or the about me section. So let's find this. We'll just scroll down. We are now in the accounts template, so don't forget that. And let's scroll down into the about me section. Let's just take all this, we'll delete it, and let's just move this back here. So this is going to be profile.bio. So profile.bio, and we don't need a user to send themselves a message, so we can get rid of that. So this button right here, we'll just see the bio real quick. So that was updated. There's no need for a user to send themselves a message, so we can get rid of that. Okay, move that out. And now we want to pass in the user skills. So this section right here, I'll just save it and check the front end. Okay, so this section right here where we are rendering the user skills. So what I want to do is just take the query set from the profile originally. So we have a user profile. So user profile, we got the top skills, which were simply all skills that had a description. So we just excluded every skill that doesn't have a description. And then we got other skills, which is simply a skill that does not have a description. So we'll just paste that in here. And we already have the profile, so we can just query all the users' skills like that. We can pass those into the context dictionary. So we'll just do top skills. Let's throw that in right here, top skills. And then we want the other skills. So we'll just do other skills like that, and we're camel casing that. Okay, so we have the skills now. So all we have to do is iterate through our template and output those skills. So we'll go into account.html. Let's find where the skills are. So we have a table here. And in this case, I just realized we're not doing top skills and other skills because this is the user's account. So they're going to be able to just see them all just like that. So it doesn't matter if they have a description or not. So let's just take this right here. Let's remove that. And then let's just do .all like this. So we'll just do .all and we'll just say skills. Okay, totally forgot that that was going to be different. So we'll just replace top skills with skills, and then we can get rid of other skills. Let's clean that up right there. Let's remove that last comma, save that, and let's go into the account. So let's see, we have our first row right here. So this is a skill. Let's create some space here, and let's just wrap this right here. So we're just going to say, we'll just fix that right there, and we'll just do for skill in skills, and then we can add this at the end of this table row, and we'll just do end for. Okay, so we have this loop around our skills, so let's go ahead and delete these ones right here. So we don't need these hard-coded values, so I can get rid of that table row, then I can get rid of this one. So there's 3 skills in there, and we're just going to iterate through this one. So let's just update this. So we'll just do skill.name and skill.description. Okay, so let's take a look really quick. All right, there we go. So this user has all these skills, and this is why we didn't need to list out the skill types. So if I wanted to update this in theory, I can go to edit and simply just modify that. So that looks good. Now we just want to output the user profile information. So we'll just go into the profile section. So let's first query these. So we'll just do not profile, but projects. So we'll just do projects. That's going to be profile.project_set.all. And we'll throw that into the context dictionary. Pass those in. And in the account, we can find the projects here. So we see the projects tag, our table here, our table row. So let's go ahead and just wrap this now. So around our table row inside of the projects table, and it's called settings table, but we're just in user settings, so we won't worry about the name. So we'll just do for project in projects. And then we want to add in that end for just around that table row. So I'll just move this up so you can see the opening and the closing tag. And let's go ahead and delete the extra ones. So these hard-coded values, we no longer need those in the template. Let's get rid of this one. And that's it. Okay, so for the project, let's see, we have our project image. So we don't need this anymore. We can pass in the dynamic value. So we'll just do project.thumbnail. I believe it was thumbnail picture or image. So let's go into the projects app, models.py. We have project.featuredImage. Wow, I had that completely wrong. So project.featuredImage.url. So we're accessing the URL attribute. The link, we are just going to link up to the project itself. So we'll just use the URL tag. So we'll do URL, and then that's going to project, and then project ID. Okay, and I think that was the name of that URL. If I have it wrong, it'll throw an error. So this section now too, we also want to add in a link here. So the image is going to be clickable, and then the title should be clickable. So we'll throw the URL link right here, replace that. And then we want to change the title. So we'll just do project.title. Okay, so now we want a description here. So in this case, I just want to output like a short description. So let's output like 150 characters. So let's just remove all this, fix the spacing, and we'll just do project description. So project.description, and then I believe we can do pipe and then slice. So we're just slicing that, and then in a colon and then quotes. Let's just do 150 characters. I think that's going to be correct. So let's see how that did. So a project with a super long description, we don't want all of that being output. So if I refresh that, there we go. So that just slices it. So if the project's longer than that, if I click on this, we can see the description goes way beyond those 150 characters, but we just cut that down. So that looks good. Now we have the project image. All the links are working, so we can click on the picture and the title. So that's it for this video. In the next one, what we're going to do is add in some CRUD functionality for the user profile. So when someone registers, they're going to be redirected to the edit page. So the page that we can go to when we click on edit, and then they're going to be prompted to modify their account. And I think what I can do here at some point is change it to where if a user doesn't have a title or a description in certain key values, we just won't list them out here, because this looks pretty bad if somebody's testing it. Let's say this application is live. We don't want a bunch of accounts looking like this. So at some point, I'll probably just put a filter for this.